Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I guess it's actually still morning here, and I thought I'd get right to it and just make a video today. Today's subject is about pride versus, I guess, pride is often looked at as a fault or a vice by some people, rather than a virtue. There's the old saying, the pride comes before the fall, but I don't really buy into it. I understand where that's coming from. The mindset that allows us to believe that we've done something great, therefore we are great, and everything we do is great, which is complete nonsense. I think most people are aware that they can still have pride in something they've done while having a little bit of self-criticism still. I think I didn't really consider what I was going to talk about in this video. It just occurred to me. I was thinking about being proud of some of the music that I've made in the past. And I've got so many different things that I've done in my life that, as a carpenter, I made some amazing projects that I should be proud of. And I thought, well, would the opposite of pride be self-loathing or self-criticism? I thought, no, that doesn't work. This would be like narcissism and self-criticism would be opposites. So what would be the opposite of pride? And maybe doubt, or I guess what it comes down to is that having pride in what we've done can lead to arrogant mentality. It can lead us to think that everything we do is great. Now, I think that most people don't fall into this category. So giving people props for something they've done isn't going to make them go, oh, I'm the greatest, although that does happen. But we all need a little bit of, I don't know. I guess if we don't get props for what we're doing from those that we love and respect, then we start to question, where we're going. Like I have this stack of songs that I was going through this morning, and I mean, it's just years and years of random music, just one file of so many. These are songs that I wrote, played once on acoustic guitar, and then put it away. And when I'd finish a song, I'd feel like, oh, I'm proud that proud of creating a song, right? And after I played it and recorded it, I would almost be ashamed of the song. I'd find some fault in it, say, oh, those lyrics are just bad, or oh God, I totally messed up on that part on guitar. It's like yesterday, I spent at least 3 or 4 hours. Well, probably not. Maybe like 2.5 to 3 hours working on this song. I put in all the beats, added all the keyboard effects, bass lines, then I did the lyrics, and then I harmonized with like 3 different harmonies, and then added a little part in the end, and got it all on the computer, and I thought, I'm going to upload this to YouTube. And then I decided at the last minute, I'm like, no, I'm going to wait till tomorrow, I'll listen to it in the morning and see how I feel about it. And I did, and it sucked. So I thought, well, I'm going to go back and redo it and re-edit it. The reason I mention that is because it's one of those things where we want to share the projects that we've done, but we want to make sure that they're done satisfactorily. If you release an unfinished project, then it's you can always improve upon it, but it doesn't really show what you can do. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, and that makes it difficult. I envy people who can take pride in one line of work and then work incessantly at that. It's very admirable, although that's not my, not the way I go about things. I know people who write music and, they spend days working on a song until they get it just right, and they're kind of perfectionists in that sense. So that's, I guess, one of the components I wanted to talk about here. Like my oldest son plays guitar. He's 24, and he's a really good guitarist. And he's more focused on his tone and getting the right sound and getting better. And I'm have just kind of given up on getting better and just say, I just want to record using the skills that I have. And I'm willing to let more slide than most musicians. As you may know, my subscribers probably know some of the stuff I've uploaded is, let's say, less than finished, less than polished. And often it's because, like with the Kratom songs that I uploaded, I did a couple different ones. One a few years ago, too, on acoustic. I just do a once or twice through and be like, good enough. I'm trying to get the message across, not necessarily say, ooh, this is the greatest song of all time. And it's not just with music, of course. As a carpenter for 15 years, you know, when I was on and off, but I took a lot of pride in the work that I did. But sometimes there's just the grunt work that you have to get done, and it's never seen, it never shows, and you might have to spend a lot of time on one little detail that nobody will ever notice, but you take pride in your heart knowing that you put in the extra effort and, you know, did the best you could. I don't think that, you know, in this life that we have, the short time on this planet, you know, we deserve to have a little bit of pride in what we do, but I don't think it's going to go to most people's heads unless they are already predisposed to arrogance and to narcissism, which I think we all know a few people. And I did do a video a couple weeks ago about narcissists, and actually had quite a few views comparatively to other videos, and I think that everybody knows a couple of people like that. So it's really important that we get feedback from other people that is positive feedback that can help us move forward and do better in our lives, but not let it go to our heads to where we think we're the greatest. And so this idea that pride is our enemy, I think, is a completely false one. Having pride is something that all of us deserve, and I believe that the people who say pride is a bad thing are usually the ones who have never done anything to be proud of. I hate to say that, but if you've done something that you're proud of, something you've worked towards, you know, of course you deserve to get some words of, you know, hey, that's great, or hey, I really enjoyed that. Those are the things that keep us going. If you went to work every day and you did the best you could, and your boss came in and just said, yeah, you do a shitty job, you're not going to stick around very long, and if you do, you're going to be miserable. And that's unfortunately very common on jobs. I mean, in construction, as long as I was, you know, my son's friend just got back from out east. He was working for a guy doing some construction out in Maryland, and he said the guy was just a hard ass. He's like, God, he was always, you know, poking at us and saying, you know, work harder, basically attitude. And I was like, that's just the line, that's the industry, because there's a lot of slackers in the industry. So if you can stand out as a carpenter, then that is something to be proud of, because, man, there are a lot of crappy carpenters out there and shitty workers in all areas that just want to, I don't know. If it becomes about the money, or it just becomes about, you know, just making it by, then, you know, it's easy to just stop taking pride in what we do. So I guess I'll just leave it at that. Don't want to make too long of a video about this. I just kind of wanted to address the idea of pride and being proud of the things that we do. I mean, I'm not a very good musician. I'm not a very good artist. But I enjoy doing both of those things, and I do them to the best of my ability within reason. So I would just like to say to the perfectionists out there to be happy sometimes with what you have and say good enough. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't always have to make everything perfect, because I know people who are very much like that. People who will spend, you know, an entire week working on recording one little song just to get the right sounds and the right levels. Sometimes that's worth it if it's something that you're really going to put forth and, you know, show to millions of people maybe. But I don't know. Guess we all just kind of have to find our limits and our levels of what's good enough. And the feedback that we get from other people is one of the main keys to understanding where we're at, as much as we hate to admit it. So I'll talk to y'all soon, and be well, my friends. Peace. Thanks for coming to Carpo's channel, yo.